If you are stuck in 0 view jail, you have to watch this video. Because if your channel looks anything like this, where it's getting 0 impressions, that means it's not even getting pushed into the algorithm and YouTube isn't even recognizing it as a video. That means YouTube isn't testing your content. That means your trust score of your channel is cooked and there's 0 audience alignment. And the algorithm has nothing to work with. Because if your video isn't even getting impressions, that means YouTube is not pushing it to any audience. No one is ever going to click and you are never going to get views. So the very first step is to actually get impressions. So it doesn't matter how great of a video that you make, if your video does not get any impressions, you're going to be absolutely cooked, right? The fastest fix if you're getting 0 impressions is to start a new YouTube channel, right? And it's not what you want to hear, especially if your channel maybe has 80,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, but you're getting no impressions. That means that YouTube isn't even giving your channel a chance. And that happens a lot. I've seen it a couple of cases where they have run their channel for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They have switched niches multiple times and their audience has died for them. Their audience has completely fatigued and their videos just aren't getting any more impressions because YouTube thinks that, hey, this guy's channel is all over the place. There is no clear audience for them to feed their video to. So they'll just kill it off and they'll not give it any impressions, right? And this might not be something that you want to hear, but nothing else will fix a YouTube channel if it's not being shown to anyone, right? So if you're getting 0 impressions, you should absolutely start a new YouTube channel rather than trying to fix your current one. And that is the dead ass truth. There is no other way to fix this, especially if your YouTube channel in the past 28 days gets, like 100 views and it gets like 1,000 impressions. And the average view duration of your 10, 20-minute videos are like 54 seconds, right? I literally saw a channel like that. And in that specific case, you just start a new channel with the hopes of finding a new audience that way. But if you are getting impressions, but you still have no views, that's not really jail, right? That's usually one of these 3 things. If you're getting maybe, say, 5,000 impressions, 10,000 impressions on a per video basis, but your click-through rate is low, your AVD is low, then that is actually something that's fixable, and I want to talk about that right now. So one of these 3 things, it could be number 1, that YouTube doesn't know who the video is for because of your low specificity, right? For example, this video over here, POV you start a podcast, or the truth about juggling multiple income streams. Those are very, very broad topics. And it is no surprise that they don't get any views, right? Because what's happening is that when YouTube is trying to push your video out, there's no clear signal for who should watch it, right? POV, you start a podcast. Literally anyone can consume a video like that, right? And it's not clear whether it's within entertainment, it's not clear whether it's within a vlog, it's not clear whether it's for other business people, when probably this is intended for other business people, but there is no clear signs that it should be pushed to other business people, right? There's no specific call out, there's no niche, there's no avatar. So YouTube tests it on random people, nobody engages, and the algorithm stops pushing it. And if you're not sure if you have this problem, look at your title and thumbnail and ask one question. Can you tell exactly who this video is for in 2 seconds? If the answer is, I don't really know, or kind of everyone, that's the problem because everyone means no one. So if you want to fix this, your title and thumbnail needs a pure call out. How to grow on YouTube, instead calling out if you're targeting real estate agents, how real estate agents can get their first 1,000 subscribers. Right? That way YouTube will know exactly who to send your video to. Or number 2, right, if your video is getting impressions, it could be that people see it but they don't click, right? So for example, a video like this, it can get 5.1K impressions. That means YouTube is actually pushing it to people, but the click-through rate is low, right? 2.8% click-through rate, ending up in just a handful of views, right? You can see here the click-through rate is 2.8%, which is very, very low. Ideally, you would target around 5% for this number of impressions, 5 to 10% for that matter. But this really means that people are seeing your thumbnail on their feed, but nobody's clicking. And if nobody clicks, nobody watches, and YouTube gets no signal to keep pushing it, right? Basically, how the YouTube algorithm works is that initially it will give your video a sample of impressions. That means it will start testing it with audiences, right? Based on the metadata of your video. So the script, the edit, the title, the thumbnail, all of these factors, it will decide, hey, maybe we should test with this audience, or we should test with this audience, or we should test with this audience. And it will start pushing it a little bit. And that's where you see those impressions spike a little bit by little bit by little bit. And if overall, if it keeps testing your video and it still has low click-through rate, that means that's a problem with your thumbnail or your title, right? So you want to think about whether your title and thumbnail against your other competitors look good. Okay, so that's just a matter of placing your title and thumbnail beside your competitors and asking yourself, would you click your title and thumbnail? Does it stand out? Or does it just blend in with the rest of them and there's nothing unique about them? So the fix is that your thumbnail needs to compete on the shelf. If it doesn't match or beat the top channels in your niche, it doesn't matter how good your video is because nobody is seeing it. So that is something you absolutely want to keep in mind. Or the very third scenario is that people click on your video, but they bounce early. That means that is a video problem. So you can see over here, the average view duration is like 2 minutes. So let's say for a 10-minute video, if your average view duration is 2 minutes, that means people only watch 20% of your video, right? And I've seen channels that are completely dead where they post 20-minute videos and the average view duration, how long the average viewer watches their video is about like 54 seconds. That means people view less than 5% of their video, which is totally atrocious, right? So what's happening with a very low average view duration is that maybe that your packaging worked, that people clicked, but they left within 30 seconds. And that tells YouTube the video didn't deliver on the promise, so then it stops pushing it. So you want to look at your 30-second retention, right? And this will tell you everything about your hook, right? Because if you're below 40% at 30 seconds, like your retention curve is below 40% at 30 seconds, that means the hook is broken. And if it's at 40 to 55%, it's decent, but there's a leak. So that means you need to tighten your hook. Or if it's at 55%, that means it's a strong hook. And the problem is probably deeper in the video, 55 to 60%. So what you want to do is you want to look at your first 30-second retention of your video. If your first 30 seconds isn't great and it is leaking retention, you want to fix your hook to get you out of this zero view jail. So the fix is that your first 30 seconds needs to do one job. It's to make the viewer feel like leaving would cost them something. So if your hook is just like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, that's not going to work, right? That's where your views are dying. The very bottom line is, if your video is getting 0 impressions, that means the trust score of your channel is gone. You should absolutely start a new channel. But if your video is getting impressions but no clicks, that's a packaging problem. So you need to fix your title and thumbnail. And if you're getting clicks but people leave fast, that is a hook problem. So you need to fix your first 30 seconds. And if you're getting impressions but nobody engages, that is a specificity problem. That means your video is not specific enough. YouTube doesn't know who your video is for. You need to fix any of these levers, and hopefully this helps you make a better decision on what to do with your channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.